Hey everyone, we wanted to share a couple of real life examples of why being organized with your paperwork and information is really important. These are times when it's helped our clients. So, a couple of examples is I have clients that have had to go to court, right? So, they have a lot of paperwork and they're not messing around. It takes forever to get stuff done and get a court appointment. So, you want to make sure that you have all of that paper super organized. I've also had clients that have had a lot of health challenges. And you can't mess around with meds. You need to make sure that all of that, if you unfortunately have to go to the ER, or even if you go to your regular doctor appointment, you want all of that information handy. And while a lot of places have moved online, not everyone has. And I know I still get my explanation of benefits in the mail. And I have to tell you, I'm not going to be overcharged. I don't know about you, Rachel, but I read all of those. And if I don't have to pay for some medical care, my CPAP machine was paid for a couple months after I submitted it. It's also important. Are you paying your bills late? If you're paying your bills late, then you are paying interest on that. I don't want to line the packets of some credit card company. And so if you're not organized, you might not be paying bills and that affects your credit score. Then you have a higher interest rate when you go to buy a home or a car. So that's a whole other financial clutter that can happen when you're not organized with your paperwork. How about you? Where have you found clients have struggled and how getting organized with paperwork can help?
I've found that a lot of my clients definitely struggle with paper to the point where they're not filing their taxes for years
Mm,
on end. And I'm helping them sift through statements, trying to figure out what's important, what isn't. But then again, there's junk mail, there's birthday cards, there's all sorts of things mixed in. And it's overwhelming and it's really debilitating. And sometimes people just give up, and again, and you're talking about fees, this people get fees and taxes and all sorts of letters from the IRS just because they're disorganized with their paperwork. So I find myself really helping people a lot get things together for taxes. Personally, with paperwork, I have a son with a chronic illness, and if there's anything that's going on with him, there are two or three different people that I have to call. He's got a device that's attached to him. If that thing is failing, they want to know serial numbers. They want to know the
mhm.
exact day it went on. They want to know what his blood sugar was when it went on. And if I'm not organized, they're not going to be able to send a replacement for some of these devices. So I could see where if somebody wasn't organized, something, like type 1 diabetes or another chronic illness could be incredibly expensive because they need to know very specific details about everything with the insurance reimbursements and et cetera. So I found myself really keeping everything not only in paper but also online. I'm a big fan
Mhm.
of Trello. I don't know if you use anything like that, but it kind of helps me manage my paperwork lists.
The other thing I found, I don't know, it used to be a phone call, but now it's email and I get bombarded on LinkedIn. Hey, buy health insurance for me. I can save you money. Well, you know what? Fantastic. Let me pull out and tell you what I'm paying. And I know where it is. So then I can say, okay, if you can save me money on auto insurance, let's see. But I know where it is. I know exactly where it is and where I need to find the paperwork. Not about only about saving money, it's about saving time. It's about having peace of mind. When you were in an office full of clutter or disorganized, I once worked with someone and I said, I need this. And she said, Oh, I have to look for it. And I said, come back in an hour when you found it. And so when you only have 8 hours in a day or 10 hours to get stuff done, and you have to spend an hour looking for things, and people then I was like, I don't trust this woman. I don't think she's competent. So if you're not organized at your job and your paperwork, because remember, whatever's going on in your life at home, it's going to be reflected at work. And so people are going to think you're less competent and trust you less if your stuff's not organized.
Totally agreed. Yeah. And even with running a business, I mean, you can't show up and not know the client's name or what their paperwork is or what you showed up to do. You've got to be organized. You've got to have it all in order. I send my clients all their donation receipts.
Hmm.
Everybody wants, so you just got to keep everything in order and keep it moving and make sure that every job is complete. Otherwise, I'm not sure where we wouldn't be able to run a business if we weren't completely organized.
No way, not at all. And so this is just a couple of real life examples that we wanted to share with you of why it's important. And so we hope that you'll join us. Class is going to be Saturday, January 20th. It begins noon Eastern time. It's 2 hours. We're going to talk for an hour Q&A. Kept it really affordable at $25. We've done this because we want to support as many people as we can. Because when you have your paper organized, when you clear your clutter, then you can share all your gifts and talents with the world. And I think the world needs to undergo some change. I'd really like to live in a world where we're less divided and happy and people are doing what brings them joy. How about you?
I would love to live in a world where people are less stressed, where you're not on the freeway and people are probably getting on late because they were searching for a piece of paper or something of that sort. Just a calmer, less stressful world, I believe, if paperwork was more in order.
Exactly. All right, everyone, we'll have information below where you can sign up on Eventbrite or PayPal us and follow us and like us on Facebook so that you can keep track of all the classes that we have that are coming up. We're keeping it real.